Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. We got another video from the garage, and today we're looking at another EDC holiday gift pack type of thing. So I should probably have a name for this series because I like to do this every year, but I don't have a name for the series. I guess an appropriate name would be like EDC Holidays. I don't know. Jingle all the way. I don't know. I'm reaching at this point. We're gonna stop trying to make a clever intro. I've already tried to start this video a couple of times. Obviously, I am not wording today, although that's not unusual. I very rarely word well on this channel. But we're just gonna get started. Today we're looking at another EDC gift pack thing from good old Wally World, and this one is kind of interesting. I'm very intrigued by this one. It is from our good old buddies, Swiss Tech, and it's this right here, the Tragen kit. Now, Tragen is German for carry, so carry EDC. 4-in-1 EDC essential tools, everyday carry knife, and maintenance. Very cool little set. I'm kind of excited about this. It's got a couple of items that normally don't really excite me, or things I typically try to stay away from, namely sharpeners like this, and then this here's just looks like just a regular little key ring. We will see. We've got 4 items in here, technically more, but some of the items kind of come together. But let's go ahead, go over them real quick. The packaging on this is phenomenal. Swiss Tech really just knocks their packaging out of the park. This is going to be the 3rd Swiss Tech product I've ever looked at. I want to review more Swiss Techs. I'm a big fan of what they're doing. I think they're doing some great stuff. They're definitely a company that's got my attention. You guys know, I've got to be kind of picky and choosy about things that I choose to review on the channel. Even though people send me things, I get stuff sent to me by companies every once in a while. Viewers send me stuff. A lot of what I get on the channel, I either have to buy or beg and plead for. So gotta be a little bit choosy. If you want to help me get my hands on more things like this, you should consider being a channel member. Look at that. Membership plug in the middle of the video instead of at the very end like normal. If you like Gideon Stuff and you want to help the channel, consider being a channel member, getting access to exclusive perks, and you know, the couple of bucks that you throw me through memberships helps me to get stuff like this. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about these tools. I'm going to actually read this a little bit because, you know, they took the time to make this beautiful packaging for us. We might as well enjoy it, appreciate it to its fullest extent, you know, applaud their good work. Essential tools for everyday adventures. That's kind of the whole theme of my channel. Everyday carry and adventures. It's what I do. So right away, they've got me. By the way, if you don't watch my adventure videos, you should. They're fun. I also spend a lot of time on them. So this is, again, the Tragen kit. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. My brother speaks German. Funny story. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. I used to be kind of trilingual. When I was in elementary school, I lived in southeastern New Mexico. And of course, being in New Mexico, a lot of my friends were Hispanic, so Spanish was something that was pretty normal to me. I also had some Mennonite friends, and they would come to the U.S. to work for a couple of years at a time, or during, you know, different seasons, like during the winter, but they would come from Mexico. And so my Mennonite friends, one family in particular were the Gunthers. And when they were in Mexico, they lived in these little kind of isolated communities where they spoke German, but because they were in Mexico and they had to, you know, interact with everyone else, they also learned to speak Spanish. And then coming to the United States, a lot of them would learn English too. And so my buddy, his name was Aaron. There's a bunch of them, but Aaron was the main one who kind of started teaching me a little bit of German. And then some of our Hispanic friends found out that Aaron spoke Spanish, and so we all kind of made this cobbled language of English, German, and Spanish that we'd speak to each other in class and on the playground. And it got to the point where, you know, because we were, you know, kind of cheeky little kids, we would talk about teachers, like we talk bad about teachers to their face in class but we were using this medley of English, Spanish, and German. And obviously the teacher started to pick up on it. And so we were actually banned from using our little code at school. I remember it was a big thing. You know, we had to get sat down with the principal and this, that, and the other. It was fantastic. But of course, after when I was in 5th grade, we moved away from that area. I lost contact with my Mennonite friends, lost like all my German completely. So yeah, a little bit of a tangent, but kind of interesting. Okay, let's see here. A great everyday carry knife is only as good as the tools that keep it well maintained. I like that. And by the way, Swiss Tech was started in the USA. Now, all their stuff, I believe, is made in China. Yeah, made in China, designed in the USA. That's what they say here. I don't really like that kind of marketing, but you know, it was a company that started in the USA, so I guess that's cool. You can tell that their English is very good. Refresh your razor sharp edge, fine tune your pivot, and keep your EDC organized with the Tragen kit. Very, very cool. Okay, so the Winzig is a compact flipper knife. Winzig, by the way, is German for tiny. I did have to look some of these up before we sat down to film. Ceramic ball bearings, black titanium coating, blah, 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 blah. Aluminum carabiner clip, interesting. Osate blade. The Bestellen, which is German for craft, is a mini keychain bit driver. Pretty cool. The Waren is a 4-in-1 blade sharpener. These are tools that I typically don't like to see or use. These carbide edges they pretty much just micro bevel your knife. We'll talk about that later. Waren means, I think it means maintain or something. And then the Binden, which is a titanium key organizer. Binden means bind. And the first thing that made me think of is the Lord of the Rings. One ring to find them, one ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them, right? And I think they did that on purpose because they call it the titanium key ring. I think they did that on purpose. I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and break into this. We've got magnetic sealer, as you can see here. By the way, here's all the items displayed on the side. They have the ring connected to the bit driver. Again, just beautiful, beautiful packaging. Like, holy cow, Swiss Tech, they knock it out of the park. They knock it out of the park. Okay, and then you've got a description right here of all the tools. You can see we've got things labeled and numbered. You can refer over here. That's very cool. I like that they take so much care into their packaging. By the way, this kit was 25 bucks. We're going to break into this with the Civivi Zizzle. We did a first impressions on this the other day. There we go. I am going to take this ridiculous lanyard off. The lanyard is like a size and a half longer than the knife itself. Kind of interesting, but there we go. Okay. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So how do I take this off? It's attached with little buttons. Goodness. Did you see that go flying? Okay. Behold. Here's something interesting. We've got extra hardware in here. Some screws. Looks like some little tiny washers. I hope that's not what the... Wait, the knife is on ceramic ball bearings, so those aren't pivot for the knife, thank goodness. I don't know what this is. We've got the story of Swiss Tech in here that I was already kind of going over. Swiss-American engineer Larry K. Legg started a tool company called Swiss Tech from his Ohio-based garage in 1994. So there's kind of the backstory. We're gonna stop talking about the packaging. Holy cow, this has gone on for way too long. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the sharpener. So right away, this does feel higher quality than some of the other ones. Last year, for example, you guys will remember I looked at a bunch of Camilla's packages. Haven't seen any of those in stores yet. And they came with some sharpeners like this that are just plastic. This one is aluminum. And got a little lanyard hole here. We've got some ceramic abrasives in there, fine and coarse. So there you go. And then we have a little diamond rod that folds out right here. Now this diamond rod is going to be great for serrations and stuff. We also have a bottle opener, so it's a true multi-tool. Hallelujah. It's going to be great for serrations and stuff. I do kind of like that. Fish hooks, things like that. If you know what you're doing, you can use this to sharpen a blade. The reason I don't typically like or recommend these things is that these tools right here typically they shave off a lot of material. Number one, they just hog off material, especially this coarse one. The fine one might be okay for just, very lightly touching up your edge. But this big one, it'll remove a lot of material and it basically just micro bevels your edge. So you'll have a very sharp edge, but it's almost like a wire edge. It's not very resistant. It's pretty friable. You're going to lose your sharpness very, very quickly. And you're going to, again, it's a micro bevel, so it kind of reprofiles just the very apex of your edge. And so when you do go to do a full resharpening, you're actually going to end up taking off more material than you need to if you just keep sharpening or just honing at the same angle to compensate for that micro bevel. So I don't typically love these things. However, this one does feel like it's very well made, and I might end up throwing this in like my field pack. I do keep a couple of cheap sharpeners in there, but at the same time, I also just keep my Work Sharp field sharpener in there, and that works just as well. It's quite a bit more expensive. I mean, that one sharpener is the price of this whole pack, but it works so well. It's easy to use. However, I might throw this in there just because, maybe just as an extra way to put an edge on some kind of tool. But yeah, I would not recommend using these on tools that you care about, really. But there we go. Feels very high quality, though. I will say again, it feels very high quality. It's solid. Like it's aluminum. It feels very, very solid. And I think that those little washers that were in that bag that I was talking about are for this pivot right here, because I can see there's a little tiny washer right in there. So, I mean, they obviously took some care in designing that. All right, next up, let's look at the ring. Yeah, it's literally just a titanium key ring. I mean, cool, sweet. Not really much else to say about that. I love that they gave this item its own name. I mean, it is quite literally just a standard key ring, but made out of titanium. So, hooray, hoorah, I guess. All right, let's look at the, what's this called? The Bastellan. Oh, it's got a pocket clip. That's cool. That's cool. So right now we have a flathead. But holy my goodness, those are tiny bits. Look at that. Snug fit. There is a magnet. It actually feels pretty good. Aluminum body. And if we screw the top off here, there's a little washer too. Those washers might also be gaskets for this thing. I think, where are the bits? They're supposed to be extra bits. Okay guys, had to take a break. Phone died. And I figured out the bits were in here. They're not anymore. I got them out. It was very difficult. They were really stuck in there. I think to the magnet there at the bottom, but I had to like really smack this thing against my hand to get these bits out. And look how, look how cute and tiny them little suckers are. Those are tiny bits. But anyways, flathead, T8, and a T6. So good assemblage of tools. You can only put 2 of the little bits in the storage at a time. Or actually, wait a second. Yeah. Oh wait, no, you can fit all 3 in there. So yeah, you can fit all 3 in there and then put the little cap on. It's got that gasket, so it's nice and watertight. And there you've got a little tiny driver. I like the gray and the red color. Pocket clip is kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and test out how that pocket clip works. Oh goodness, it's very, very tight. Normally that's a good thing, but not when you're talking about pocket clips. There we go. Just need to break it in a little bit. Cool. Nice little tool. It's always good to have bits around, and this is definitely something that you can carry around with you very easily if you want to. I might even add this to my rotation. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's good to have a tool with you on the go. 3 bits. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I might have other bits that fit in this. I've got some bits that might be the same diameter, but they're a little bit longer. Let me go grab one and test. All right. Here's one of my other bits. It works. Sticks out quite a bit, but I mean, technically it's compatible, so cool. Yeah, decent little item, not bad. Okay, let's put that back. Last item, probably the one that everyone's been looking forward to, the Winzig, which is the knife. No pocket clip. Interesting. Okay. Tiny little blade. This kind of reminds me of a like a Wesson knife. You guys know they make like the little tiny knife with these kind of like very broad belly spear point blades. They made the big old knife that they got Shaq to hold, which by the way is awesome. I love that whole story. Interesting, the Winzig and the Zizzler, these are the 2 like holiday gift pack knives that we've gone over recently. Z sounds. I don't know, it's just a pattern I noticed. A cool little coinky dink. Okay, so we've got a liner lock. There we go. G10 scales, red aluminum backspacer, and it is a carabiner. So you can clip this onto stuff. Got good jimping along the top. Goes from there back. You guys can see that. Very cool. We got a little bit of oil on the blade. In hand, kind of a 3.5 finger grip, although it feels like more because my pinky's kind of like going in the carabiner hole, and actually, I mean, maybe it's a 4 finger grip. We'll call it 3.5 finger grip. Not uncomfortable, not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination, but not uncomfortable. Sharpening choil, not real great. This kind of blade shape, like with this much belly and not much of a tip, is not normally my thing, but you know, let's see if it's sharp. Woo. It is sharp. There's not much blade to work with, but it is sharp, so that's cool. Os 8. Let's check that action. Centering is perfecto. You can see that. Yeah, it's pretty nice and snappy. Yeah, not quite fall shutty because it is a small light blade. It'll probably get more drop shutty as it breaks in. But the flipper tab, very small, yet it works very, very well. That is a very nice and snappy action. Access to the lock bar is pretty good. I do like the black and red color theme. I like that the blade disappears completely into the handle when it's folded up, say for the flipper tab. This little area is interesting. They've got like a cutout in the G10 so that they can put their brand on the liner. And then they write Swiss Tech on the blade again. I mean, I kind of could have done without that, but I don't really care that much about branding. I know it bothers a lot of people. it doesn't bother me that much. Should we clip it onto something? Why would you ever carry a knife like this? I don't know. It's not necessarily very easy to get to. I mean, actually, I bet if I were to practice it, I could get good at that. So there's my knife. Need to use it. Yeah, actually, man, I hate that that's actually kind of easy to do. Getting it back on there is the hard part, surprisingly. But there we go, we got it on. Walking around throughout my day-to-day. Gotta cut something, grab it. Yeah, that actually, that's very easy. How weird. And then let's see, to get it back on, I could just push. Oh, and look at that. Oh, but actually, you know what? I put it on backwards that time. What if we do this? All right, there we go. Knife is on. I need to cut something, but I'm in a hurry. I don't have time to get the knife off of my pants. Oh, that is actually weirdly kind of easy once you get the hang of it. And then once you realize it, like I said, like getting it on for some reason is the hardest part. Once you get it, just kind of grab that thing and you're good to go. I'm not saying I will carry this knife like that, but I could. I could if I really wanted to. What do I think about this little knife? It's neat. It's cool. I wish we could have gotten a little more knife than this in the box. To be completely honest with you, I think it could have given us something a little more like full-size EDC. This here, everything in this pack kind of feels like an accessory piece, including the knife, which is, in my mind at least, kind of supposed to be the main attraction, the big piece in the pack. So, final question. Do I recommend that you go out and buy this? Should you buy this? Is this a good gift pack? I mean, none of the items are terrible. It's kind of a tough one. By the way, if I didn't mention already, the sharp control on this is absolutely horrendous because it basically doesn't exist. I mean, everything in here is built fairly well. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been more. I feel like it could have been a little bit better. So this was going to be one that I leave up to your guys' discretion. If you like what you see in here, you'll probably enjoy this box. I mean, there's nothing that's like outright terrible about this. But if this is the first time you're even hearing about this pack, I don't think you should run out to get one. I don't think it's something that you've been missing out on necessarily. So if you like what you see here, go ahead and get it. You probably won't be disappointed. But there's, I don't know, there's nothing amazing here. So there we go. Let me know if you guys want to see a review on the knife or I guess any of these other items. Typically with these like holiday gift pack review, unboxing type of things, I don't review the items later because typically they're only available during the holiday season and then you can't get them ever again. So sometimes it's kind of pointless, but let me know, if you want to see reviews of these things, I could do that. This video is kind of a review of the pack as a whole. I guess, but it's kind of just the first impressions of the items inside. Yeah, I don't know. I do kind of wish this knife had a pocket clip. I mean, it's so goofy. They gave this a pocket clip, but not the knife. I don't know, I find that to be kind of funny. But, you know, there we go. I guess. There's your pack. It's cool, I guess. It's cool. But I wouldn't say that it's something that I would recommend you go and get. Unlike the Civivi pack, where this knife is kind of worth 25 bucks, and it's a good gift knife. This is a fine pack. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's all I need to say. We're gonna leave it at that. Alrighty, I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Big shout out to my channel members right here. Really appreciate everything they do. I already gave the membership spiel, but if you want to become a member, there's a button down below. As for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment below, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I've been Gideon. I'll see you in the next one. Happy holidays. I guess it's that time of year. I guess I can kind of start saying that. I'm not sure if this is going to be coming out before or after Thanksgiving, but have a good one. Adios.